Good morning, I'm Brother Jason. Today's Baptist Catechism question, number 68, asks us, what are the reasons attached to the fourth commandment? Did God give some reasons when he gave the law to the children of Israel? The answer, the reasons attached to the fourth commandment are God's creating the world in 6 days and resting on the seventh, and his blessing the Sabbath day. I realize that there are many people who do not believe that God literally created the world ex nihilo out of nothing. But the Bible does tell us that God spoke this world into existence. He spent 6 days creating it, 6 literal days that he made. He defined the length of that, created time, he created all of the elements, created all of it. And he did that in 6 days, and then he rested. It's not difficult to believe that God, who is supernatural and more powerful than anything we could ever understand or know, could create this world in a moment. But he took 6 days to do it. And then he rested on the seventh day. There's a reason that God gave this commandment to the sons of Israel. It's because he worked 6 days and he rested the seventh. So he wanted his people, his chosen people, to follow his example. This is a great opportunity for us to celebrate the creation of God and what God has done in the creating of the world. We can enjoy God in all aspects of his creation. Exodus chapter 20, verse 9 through 11 says this: 6 days you shall labor and do all your work. But the seventh day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. In it you shall not do any work, you or your son or your daughter, your male or female servant, or your cattle, or your sojourner who stays with you. For in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth, the sea and all that is in them, and rested the seventh day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and made it holy. Again, the reason why the seventh day rest exists is because God worked 6 days and rested one. So even in our own 7 day week, we have a remembrance of God creating the world in 6 days and resting one. If God worked 6 days and rested one, we should too. We really should take that day of rest. So nobody should do any work. Not you, not your family, not your employees, not anybody else, and you shouldn't expect anybody else to do work for you. There was a day and age in our own country where there were such things called blue laws, and on the Sunday they would not work. I do think it's a good thing for people to take a break. I do realize that there are some businesses, some um, types of things that need to stay open, maybe a hospital or police department or anything like that. And the Bible does make provision. So, like if you had an ox fall into a pit on the Sabbath day, you needed to get it out, couldn't wait till the next day. I do realize that, but I do think that it's a good idea for us to take a day of rest and just call it what it is. Exodus 31, verse 14 or 15. For 6 days your work may be done, but the seventh day is a Sabbath of complete rest, holy to the Lord. Whoever does any work on the Sabbath day shall surely be put to death. Now that seems like a really steep punishment. And it was carried out in the Old Testament. You can read about that at least once. A guy was picking up sticks on the Sabbath day and they stoned him for it. The reason why God has such a severe punishment attached to it is because he was serious about it. He wants people to rest. There's no reason for us to work 7 days. God worked 6 days and he rested one. So you need to work 6 days and rest one. This commandment doesn't start with the sons of Israel and the giving of the law to Moses. It actually goes all the way back to the very beginning. Genesis chapter 2 tells us how this happened. Chapter 2, verse 1, thus the heavens and the earth were completed and all their hosts. By the seventh day, God completed his work which he had done, and he rested on the seventh day from all the work which he had done. Then God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because in it he rested from all his work which God created and made. So as we look around our own universe and our planet, we realize God did a whole lot of work in those 6 days. Created this whole entire world and everything in it, all of the plants and animals and elements. And then he went further out beyond that and created the entire universe that we can see and what we can't see. God's done a lot of work. And then that seventh day he rested. That's the guiding principle. That's the foundation behind this. God worked 6 days, and he rested the seventh, and so we should too. What are the reasons attached to the fourth commandment? The reasons attached to the fourth commandment are God's creating the world in 6 days and resting on the seventh, and his blessing the Sabbath day.